Howdy, friends. It's been a minute. I know I got married and moved into a new house, and a lot of stuff has happened in the 3 months since I posted a video. So I did not realize it was 3 months. I thought that it was only two, and it's obvious that I came from Kentucky because I can't count. We just moved in a little over a week ago, so everything is still discombobulated and there's boxes everywhere. Like, my office is not really set up, like, there's not much going on. The lighting is bad. I need to fix that. I'm going to buy some lamps pretty soon. So some of you in my old videos have asked about my lighting, like what I used to use in my old office. The best thing that I have found is actually pointing a ring light or some other kind of light at a wall. That way you don't have the harsh like ring, especially if you wear glasses. That is my problem. If I have a ring light, it shows my glasses and it's really annoying. But if you just point it at the wall and turn it on max brightness, it just reflects back and it looks a lot better. But it is a little bit darker in person than it is on camera. I got a new phone as well. I got the newest Samsung Galaxy, the S21 Ultra, whatever it is, and the camera is really good. So good thing, because I lost my memory cards for my real camera. Don't know where those are. I had like four. They just disappeared. I put everything that was on my desk in one box. They're not in that one box, so I don't know. And the footage from our wedding was on one of those as well, so that's awesome. Some of you guys were asking about like wedding photos and stuff. I have made the decision, like among my family and my husband, to not really post things from our wedding, just because I feel like that's personal and I don't want to share everything online. And then we went on our honeymoon to New Orleans, which, like, wintertime, this was in December. Wintertime, pretty good time to go to New Orleans, except everything is closed on the weekdays. So like some things were only open like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, everything was closed. So we kind of had to figure out what in the world to do on those days that things were closed. So mostly just hung out in the hotel, because like while New Orleans is really cool and we like all of the old stuff that's going on there, like there was this oddity shop that I found. I actually talked to the owner a little bit of this oddity shop. It's called Dark Matter Oddities. It's in the French Quarter. Super, super cool lady. She started the shop with her partner, and she has a bunch of Etsy shops as well, so I talked to her a little bit about that. You might not notice it from like just the stuff that I do, like the cutesy, vegan, eco-friendly kind of stuff, but my husband and I love oddities and like creepy, spooky stuff, so we have thought about like opening an oddity store, but that's kind of like way off down the road, just because he's going to be moving around a lot for his job for the next foreseeable future, like 20 years or whatever. So that's probably not in the cards anytime soon. And then he got here to Georgia the beginning of January, and right after that I came down to house hunt. So we looked at a few apartments and houses for rent. This house that we got, or this is the townhouse, by far the best and like cleanest and up-to-date place. Like the other places, I'm like, if you didn't even bother to clean the place or to make sure that things weren't leaking before people move in, that does not give me too much confidence that you're going to, do maintenance while I live here. Like this one place we went to, it was so dirty, and the hot water heater was actively leaking into the floor while we were there, onto the hardwood. I was like, that's gonna be a no for me. But this house we got is amazing for us, for what we need. It is probably too big for two people. Actually, definitely it is too big for two people, but it is perfect for me having the business here, because it is 2 stories. The master bedroom is downstairs, and upstairs are 2.5 bedrooms and a full bathroom. So this bedroom I'm in is going to be my office and like sewing studio, and then the other bedroom is going to be like for storage and eventually a guest bedroom. We want to get a new bed, so when we get a new one, we'll just put our old one in there for a guest room. And then there's a half bedroom. It doesn't have a window. It's like 6 by 12 feet, So it's literally like just half the size of a bedroom, but that's going to be my warehouse. So I am waiting. I have these shelves that, if you've watched my videos before, I had these shelves in the back that were like the plain wood. Those are from IKEA, and IKEA has been out of stock of like everything, but I'm going to go up to Atlanta when those come back in stock and get enough shelves to line most of that room in shelves, and then I'm going to have like bins for product. That way I can put finished stuff in there, keep it separate from in here because it kind of got cramped in our last house. And this room is going to be material and my sewing machines and everything, so I can just work in here, and then when I have orders to pack, I will go in there and pack them. So I won't be doing a house tour or anything like that for safety reasons. I will show you the office here probably soon in this video, and then I will show in like future vlogs me getting it organized and everything, because it is definitely not organized. There's stuff everywhere. I packed orders. I will show that here, but I packed some orders last Thursday, and I had a few built up from the week prior. I had my shipping time set at like 1 to 2 weeks, so I have moved that down to 1 to 3 days, so I need to do orders tomorrow again. I had my shipping times really high for the last couple months just because I was moving and honeymoon and doing this and that, and I didn't want to be late on orders on accident, so it's better to be safe than sorry and put the shipping time higher. I did not go on vacation mode because I wouldn't have made any money whatsoever, and we needed money to move. Moving is very expensive, if you didn't know already. So when I did my orders, I had everything on this table, and I put the sewing machine and everything on there, and this table is too tall for a sewing machine. I was like struggling to hold my arms up, like, you know, it was uncomfortable. So I went ahead and bought this table. This is the Comet Sewing Center, and it was on sale on Walmart.com for like 80 something dollars. I was like, I'm gonna get it because these are usually like 150, and that is much more like arm height to be able to sew. This is more uncomfortable. But I made this table out of these two shelf things from IKEA. I think this is the Calyx. I can't remember what they're called. The 4-cube shelves, and I bought this tabletop at IKEA as well. And then I put these brackets under there just to hold it in place. Super nice. It is a little bit taller than a regular table, so if I'm going to mainly use this to cut material on, and it is a lot better for my back to cut on this versus a standard height table, because my old table was like a kitchen dining table, and that was a little bit too low. This one is maybe 3 or 4 inches taller than that. And I have a bigger mat too. I just haven't gotten it out yet, but I will be able to cut more fabric than just that little bit, which is going to be awesome. But I'm not sure if I want 2 sewing tables or not. I could buy another one of those. I think they're still on sale. But I want to have this machine out as well. I don't want to have to move them around, because like I feel like unplugging and unplugging them every day, or like the power cord from the thing is going to wear it out. Like, they're not meant for you to do that every day. So I think I'm going to maybe buy a second one, perhaps. We will see. Though I don't typically use them both at the same time. Like, there's only one product I had where I used both machines on the same one. So we will see, I guess, when the time comes. And right across the hall here, precariously stepping. So there's a bathroom, and then this is this half bedroom. So the breaker box is in there. I can't cover that up, but I measured my shelves, and they should come out to about there, which will be perfect. And then I will have a corner piece and then have them go that way. I measured it out. I cannot put 2 corner pieces here because it just won't. Like, the measurements of the shelves and the configurations they have won't fit right there, but I will stop it there, I guess. And then if I need more, I can put like 2 more right here, although I might not, because this room is so narrow. This is only 6 feet wide, and the shelves are 1 foot deep, so they are narrower than other shelves. But if I take away 2 feet, I only have 4 feet in the middle here, so that might not be ideal for trying to work. And then there's some extra stuff, like my yarn that was left over and some random things in those boxes. And my newest project, so my dad stayed here when he brought our stuff, so that's still laying there. I need to clean that up. I have taken a liking to old sewing machines, and I found this one first. I will open it at some point. It's kind of like it's old and musty on the inside, so I need to like open it up and let it air out. And then I wanted a table for that one because it's one of the old ones that has to be in a table, like you can't use it like that. So I found this table at an antique shop. And I was like, that table is perfect. It's in really good condition, and it's got the old treadle with it, which that machine is not a treadle machine, it's electric. But still really cool. It will fit in there. But I opened this up and I was like, I wonder if the machine is still in here. And it is still in there, the treadle machine. I have opened it up. I think it just needs a belt and it should function. I will have to test it though once I get a belt. It just hasn't been a priority at this moment. But I am so excited about that. And I found out that my grandma is giving me her old one. Like, she was gonna get rid of it, and then she heard, like, my dad told her that I was getting into these machines, and she's gonna give me a 1960s Singer Touch and Sew, and it needs repaired. So I'm like, cool, that'll be a good project. I want to learn how to repair like antique machines, and that'll be perfect. And these just are some random books that my grandma gave me. I don't know. This one I need to read though because it has some good information in it. I want to learn how to do clothing as well. This does have some water damage on the top of it, so I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. If you know how to fix water damage on this, like, that's kind of. But I dated this machine, so you can go online if you have an old Singer or like another popular name brand of machines, and you can look up the serial number, and I dated this one back to 1910. So that is pretty cool, and the treadle and everything seems to work fine. The machine is definitely going to need some oil. These old machines, let me turn it around. So these old machines take a lot of oil. Like, you need to oil them every single time you use them pretty much. And new machines, you have to oil like maybe once a year. And I found out, interesting fact. So there used to be a lot of, like, when in the old clothing factories and things, they would catch on fire a lot. And that is because they have to use so much oil. And also, I did not know this, but just, this is not really related to sewing machines, but just the power cords in like pre-19, it's like the earliest power cords, like when they first invented the plug-in things for the wall, the cords are made of fabric. Now they're made of rubber, so they don't catch on fire, but they used to be made of fabric. So that explains why things burnt down a lot, because the fabric would fray and not good. So with sewing machines, them going constantly, if you don't oil it, it could spark, or like, if something starts grinding and then the piles of fabric laying around and oil, not a good time. But I am considering I am planning to reopen my Shopify for my website. I need to get back into posting on my shop's social media to kind of get a customer base going back up. I want to stock other things that Etsy's kind of frowns upon, like just things from other shops and like wholesale from other people, so that way everything I sell doesn't have to be handmade by me. I can like have some things that are just kind of on hand that I buy from other people. I am starting a kind of sort of second business. It is going to be pretty slow going, I think, unless somehow it takes off, in which case great. But I am slowly building a second business, technically third, I guess, because Type 9 Studio is like my second business. But I have thought about starting a clothing brand, and I could incorporate it with my shop, because that's going to be like, my shop is like zero waste. I make everything with as little waste as possible, sometimes zero waste of the fabric. But the clothing, I want to make a clothing brand of stuff that I would want to wear, because I have a hard time finding clothes that I like from all one store. Like, I have to go to this store for this thing and this store for that thing. And I think it would be really cool, like, if I have the ability to make my own clothing and like accessories. And because I have sensory problems, I am autistic, if you guys didn't know that, and Clothing is a bit tricky for us because like it has to be comfortable. Point blank, period, has to be comfortable. No itchy tags or anything that would like get twisted around or anything that's too tight. The clothing brand that I have the most from is Aerie and Aeropostale, or Aerie and American Eagle. Like my hoodie and leggings today are from American Eagle or from Aerie. I always get them mixed up. But my style is more of like kind of modern, like semi-goth, but not really. And like the closest I can get is like a black hoodie and black leggings. So I want to make something that would be kind of like that, but comfortable. Because like I like the goth style with the like harnesses and like the lace kind of stuff is really cool, but I'm like, I wouldn't actually wear that. Like I might wear it one time and that's it because I know it's going to be uncomfortable. And I want to do accessories that are comfortable as well. Like the only jewelry that I'll wear is my wedding ring and plugs for my ears. And that's pretty much it. I have a bunch of plugs with like dangly things, but I don't wear them. I've worn them like a few times for videos and I take them right back off because I can hear the little thing scraping all day every time I move my head and it drives me insane. So I have done a little bit of work to start that. I have a plan like in the short term to turn around a little bit of funds to get that started up, and I want to hire like someone to do the branding because I am absolutely terrible at that. And I want to be able to hire somebody to design the website. Probably the same person would do both. Would be ideal. And I have someone in mind as well. So I want to do that, get that professionally done. And the thing with that is so my shop, right, my main business is so like closely tied to me that I wouldn't be comfortable handing it off to someone else. I could, but so like a business, you would want to be able to sell it at some point to make a profit, or you want it to live longer than you if it's going to be successful. But like my shop is probably going to die with me, or whenever I decide to stop doing it. I don't think I'd be able to sell it to someone else. I mean, like I could if someone wanted to buy it, but I would also like maybe want to keep ownership and have someone else manage it and like have an actual warehouse building, because like I can't legally have employees in my house. So, but with the new business, I would want to like maybe have, I don't know yet if I want to have like a brick and mortar or just have it online, but have a separate warehouse space and office space for other people to work in, like to hire a manager and employees and stuff like that. So that's why I mentioned earlier that I'm trying to get into learning how to do clothing, how to sew clothing, because that is not really my thing. Like I have made clothing before, and I have bought a bunch of patterns and things to start making my own, learn how the process works, how the shapes work together. That is the hardest part because I have altered some clothing, and like getting the shape right is hard. If I do clothing, I want to make the mock-ups myself and then have them manufactured somewhere ethically, which is going to be a task to find an ethical manufacturer, and the price point is going to be pretty high because ethical manufacturers, of course, pay their employees a living wage and not like, the going rate in most places is like 2 to 5 cents per seam. So like a collar, like sewing a collar on is like 5 cents to pay the person. And I'm like, because I've sewn collars on shirts, and takes a little bit more than 5 cents worth of time to do that. So I mean, if you're really good, you can just like zip, put it on, but still like that's talent and people deserve to be paid for that. So I'll have to do a lot more research into that. Oh, something else to interject because this video is long enough. I might do a separate video about this, but I have mentioned before, I know a few times, maybe just on TikTok, honestly, but getting a business license, or like if you even need a business license. I thought I had a business license in the county that I lived in Kentucky, okay? So I filed I have an EIN like a federal EIN, which is your tax identification number. That signifies that you're a business, and it basically kind of goes in place of your personal social security number for certain things, like as identification. So I had that, and I also had a sales tax account. So I did pay sales tax in the state of Kentucky when I did events in person, and when I had my Shopify, I had to remit sales tax for my Shopify. But Etsy does it for you, so if you have an Etsy, you're probably not going to need to do sales tax unless you do things in person. But I went to dissolve my business in the state of Kentucky, so I didn't have to be on the hook for any more sales tax or anything there, because I live in Georgia now. And the county was like, we don't have record. Like, have you paid your occupational taxes? I was like, my what? Which I knew that was a thing, because like when I had like normal jobs on your W-2, it has your like county occupational taxes and like your like the jail tax and the school tax, stuff like that. Apparently you have to pay that if you're self-employed, which like I didn't think I didn't have to pay it, but I just totally like, which luckily it doesn't amount to much. It's a very, very, very small percentage of your gross, your net income. But so I had to file that for 2020 and 2021, and I would not have known that if I hadn't filed for dissolution. Because if I had gone, like if I had stayed in Kentucky and learned that like years down the road, all the back taxes probably would have been pretty significant. So glad that I found that out now, and I did the right thing. I filed correctly in the county that I'm in Georgia. Which actually, well, I haven't sent the paperwork in yet. I got it notarized. I remember to do that. I just need to send it to them today, to email it, I think. Because there's a misconception that like, well, it's not really a misconception, but it's a misinformation, I guess. Because if you sell on Etsy and nothing else, that's all you do is sell on Etsy. Like for Etsy's sake, they don't care if you have a business license or not. They leave it up to you, because there are so many like people from every country, every city, every state. Like they have so much to keep up with. I don't think that they'll be able to like maintain and like keep track of everyone's business licensing. You know, like that would be a little bit ridiculous for them to do that. So you don't need one specifically for Etsy, but you need one for your personal, like for your business, because an Etsy shop is a business, because you are doing an activity with the intention of making money. So that is a business. No matter if you made 2 sales or like 2,000 or 20,000, whatever sales. And if you can report a loss on your taxes as well if you have a business. So like, don't think you have to wait until you make a profit to pay taxes, because that's, or like to file them at least. But I was just kind of frustrated because in the county that I'm in Georgia, they lay out exactly what you need to do. Like there was a form, has things, you know, step 1, 2, and 3. You got to do these things, and then you have to fill this paper out, take it to get notarized, email it to us, pay your occupational tax licensing fee. Great, that's it. And then you have to pay that occupational tax every year. But Kentucky, there was nothing like that. It is all so convoluted, and there wasn't like a step 1, 2, 3, you have to do this. It was, and then like I had to ask someone how to file my occupational tax, because I couldn't find it online, like how to do it. So if you've watched this far, let me know what other videos you want to see, and what topics you want me to talk about. I have started making my schedule for YouTube and Instagram, and I'm not sure about TikTok anymore, because TikTok is just like soul-sucking. Like that's where most of you came from, and I really appreciate it. TikTok is like, it's a great place to grow an audience, but is it worth the time? Because if you're anything like me and you go to TikTok to like post a video, you're there for hours watching other people's videos because of how the freaking algorithm is set up. As soon as you open the app, you have to watch a video, and then you're like, if you're interested in it or you get distracted by it, then you keep scrolling for like hours. So yeah. And then it's frustrating with TikTok because there's not enough room to explain things. So like if I talk about something, I will have to probably direct people to another YouTube video, but they probably won't watch it. So they'll just be in the comments like, what about X, Y, and Z? I'm like, yeah, there's not enough room in a 1-minute video to explain exactly everything you need to know about this subject. So you know, it's just irritating. Happy to be back. I appreciate you guys for subscribing. I gained a lot of subscribers while I was gone. So, like, that, if you want to take a break from social media, do it. Because, like, if you are making good quality content that people want to watch, they will watch for perpetuity. Like, if you take a break, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to fall off the algorithm or anything. So, yeah, just take a break if you need to, okay? And I have finished all of the shop reviews that you guys have ordered as well. So I am totally caught up. If you want to get one, the link is in the description of this video. It's my Ko-Fi shop page. So you can also buy me a coffee if you want to on Ko-Fi, or there's a shop page where you can order a shop review. And I will review your shop, let you know things you can improve on, things you can start changing today to get more sales and views. And that is about it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the like button on this video. That really helps me out a lot, especially if you watch to the end and then click the like button. Somehow that helps. So anyways, I will see you in the next one. Bye.